Okay.
Miss Benji.
No, fuck off.
Hello and welcome to episode 10 of an irrelevant discussion, Drag Race edition.
Yeah.
I've not washed this mug for the entire season, Juana.
Gross.
And I'm Penis Ivy, the plant-based supplement for feminism, SooFae, SooFierce.
Jesus.
And this is an irrelevant discussion, Drag Race edition. Did we already say that?
We already say that. We always say it first, and then we say it and I go, oh wait, we're not going to say it.
Yeah, we'll keep that in, that's quite lighthearted. So in the spirit of this week's Drag Race episode, we have made over each other to be each other's drag daughters.
Exactly. I'm Clocaine. I was conceived when Marijuana threw a cigarette with her lipstick into it and a vat of plasma. And how did you come about?
I am so far so good. The name was given to me by my godmother, Vanity Despair, who watched on a live stream as I was cruelly beaten with a sponge and dipped in water and told that I was a worthless pile of shite. Chicken shite. And even that's bad because she's a vegan.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, that's about right.
So, this week's episode of Drag Race, we're on episode 10.
We're in double digits now, and
I
you know what that
know.
means, more double Ds. As in, D-rated performances.
No, I thought this was quite,
It was an improvement on last week.
It was an improvement on last week, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It was, like, both of us didn't like the episode last week, and I always like the makeover challenges, because they're always,
Yeah.
It's always nice to have new people in the workroom, and even the queens say it. Oh my god, we got to talk to an actual person who we have not seen for weeks on end.
Yeah, it was a really fun episode. So we'll start off with the mini challenge. So the mini challenge was... Drag Kings.
Yeah, Drag King.
Now, I'm just going to point this out very, very quickly. I'm not going to go into detail about it. But I was a little bit like, why would you have becoming a drag king a mini challenge? I felt like that should have been a main challenge, and I'm just looking out for all of my drag king sibling brothers out there, and it's kind of like, I think they could have gone into more depth with the drag king stuff.
100%. It could have been a main challenge thing instead of just a throwaway thing, because we've never had a drag king on Drag Race before.
Which needs to happen.
Exactly. But then again, if trains are allowed on Drag Race, why not drag kings?
Exactly. So the mini challenge, I thought it was very fun, very entertaining otherwise. I really enjoyed the characters they created, and having said that, it did show the diversity of male drag.
But Eureka is the winner of the mini challenge, which means she gets to pair up the makeup contestants, which are all famous YouTube influencers.
Yes.
Did you know all of them, or any of them?
I knew Frankie Grande, but I didn't know he was a YouTube person. I just thought he was Ariana Grande's brother. I knew Tyler Oakley, because I used to watch Tyler Oakley's videos quite a lot, and I knew who Kingsley was. I didn't know who any of the straight ones were.
I knew who Anthony was because I used to watch Smosh all the time. I had like a little bit of a crush on Anthony.
Which one was that? Who was he paired with?
That was the one that was paired with Cameron.
Right.
And as for, I knew the others you said as well. Bar, I didn't know he was a YouTuber. Again, with Grande. So the pairings, when it goes to it, basically based off the back of last week, where you need to be strategic at this point. It's very clear that Eureka was just like, right, I'm going to pick people, I'm going to give other people ones that they're not necessarily going to do well with.
Yes.
Or she didn't expect them to do well with.
Yes, and I thought fair, strategic move and everything. However, and I'm going into another touchy subject, but I will only do it briefly.
Just a little touch, just like a pinky finger touch.
I didn't enjoy the fact that Eureka paired Aquaria and Kingsley together based on skin tone, as if someone's skin tone could be
a negative
a burden to them.
Factor.
I was a bit like, it made me, I was like,
I did a bit,
I was like, no, that's, I just, you know.
If it was, I don't think their personalities are gonna get on very well. Or I don't see a lot of, like, for instance, Miss Cracker's tiny, and she was pinged with Kingsley, who is giant. I could understand that because it's a size thing. I can understand that painting someone who is of a different skin tone is not something you usually do because you are a different skin tone. However, that should not be the only really reason you should be able to provide.
Yeah. So we've got some interesting pairings otherwise, and we've got some very interesting discussions going on. Even more important points to talk about, that Cameron opened up about how she feels apprehensive around straight men.
And to be fair, it was not necessarily because Anthony was making her feel uncomfortable or anything like that. She is from an understanding in that she used to be bullied, tormented by straight boys and men, and even in adult life it's very difficult to get on with straight men.
For
her. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about getting and conversing with the straight male community?
It's something I totally agree with it. I'm always apprehensive. I'm always like naturally apprehensive because of the fact that all my friends in school were female because they weren't punishing me for being feminine, and none of, you know, a lot of older straighter men, like straight adult men, were always expecting me to be masculine and to be like my dad and to be like that. So I'm always apprehensive around straight men, and especially when you get those straight men who are like, they say that they're chill with you, but they always back away a little bit because they think that you as a gay person are going to flirt with them. And all of those little things, I still sometimes struggle with straight men, and when I do get on with a straight man, I really appreciate that man, like that person. I've met some amazing guys, some amazing straight men and everything, so I know it's not an exception, but I totally understand where Cameron is coming from because it's something that I do struggle with.
I can understand where it comes from as well. Growing up, it feels like you're expected to be one way that is the quote-unquote straight way of doing things, and therefore for not being accepted for being outside of that mold when put into situations as an adult where you do have to converse with straight men, and straight men are not the enemy by any sense or meaning of the word, but you still hold that issue from an early age onwards.
I think it's something that's very deeply ingrained into you, and you find yourself not even realize, you just do it.
I have a couple straight male friends, and I've said this to a couple of them, that when I was first started, I'm convinced that they hate me and they back away, and it ingrains it further, but by spending time with them you gain a sort of mutual understanding and you learn how to interact with one another.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Absolutely.
Let's all just get along.
Yes.
You know?
We take to the runway and... Yes, we know. I'm imagining I'm on a beach.
Imagining if you did this show by yourself, it would go so much smoother.
So first of all, we've got Asia and America O'Hara.
I like how they are intercontinental.
Yeah. I liked their look, and I liked that Asia constructed that jacket for America, and
it was a very complicated jacket as well. My only critique was they didn't really have as much of a family resemblance as the rest of them. However, they both sold that Asia attitude.
So After that, we've got Aquaria and Capricorn. Capricorn, yes.
Just some chicken just some corn on a cob, and a Capri Sun and cornflakes mixed together, thrown on a dress, paraded down the stage. That's all it was. Kingsley wasn't available for shooting that day. It was unfortunate. Very surprising that she did not end in the bottom 2. And I'm not entirely sure why she didn't end in the bottom 2.
No, I did not. No, I didn't like it.
Spoiler, Aquaria does not get into the bottom 2 of this episode.
So, moving on from that, we've got Eureka and Euphreka. Now, I liked this. There was a great family resemblance, however...
I don't even think there was a family resemblance. I thought she looked more like Bianca Del Rio.
I thought she looked a bit like Cynthia Lee Fontaine.
No, I could... kind of.
But I did think there was a family resemblance. Maybe it was the styling. I think maybe Eureka's got
the dresses. I like the dresses and I like the hair lobes. I didn't think the makeup was at all similar to what it was. It was like they're not in the same family. Maybe they're distant cousins, but they're not in the same direct family.
I disagree. I actually, for once, I disagree. I thought they looked very similar. And maybe it was the styling, I don't know. I know that Euphreka's makeup was a lot harsher than Eureka's.
Oh, bigger as well.
It was much bigger. But my issue with Eureka's look was that I swear she did that look a few weeks ago. So we've got Ms. Cookie and Ms. Cracker.
The clear standout winners. And I was so glad you fucking finally won a fucking challenge because it's been so fucking long.
Yeah.
You beat that out for me. In edit.
Yeah, I was so happy. I was just like, yes, finally she won a challenge.
And it was when she earned so hard, especially coming off the back of last week where she was like, I fucking felt like shite the whole time.
Yeah.
Monet Exchange versus Cameron. That was a weird one. Lip sync was amazing though. Like, probably the best lip sync in the entire competition.
Oh, I thought it was definitely worthy of a double shantay.
But they did that last week, and I was kind of like, I wish they didn't do it last week.
They only have one lucky save a season.
Going to Aquaria. But I feel like Cameron and Monet both did the song brilliantly, and
it could have easily warranted a double shantay. Just ditch
like
the reunion episode.
The way edited was really like, oh yeah, they clearly don't like Monet.
I'm just like,
but I was like, no, both of them could have stayed very easily.
I'm just like, if you want to create an extra episode, skip the best bits or rewind, skip the reunion episodes. I don't care. Put the reunion in the finale like you're meant to, and then have a double shantay so that people can actually stay when they deserve it. It's a shame. I was really gutted about the result.
Yeah. I mean, Monet has been in my top like since it started.
Yeah, me too.
It's really hard to see like someone who has gone through a journey like Monet's and that she did not do well. She was in the bottom 2 twice, week after week. We were all convinced she was going to go home, and then she crawled back.
And then
by the skin of her nails, and to be doing so well and then to just disappear.
Yeah. It was a shame. So thank you so much for tuning in to an irrelevant discussion.
I've been Chloe Kane, aka SooFae SooFierce. That's at SooFae SooFierce on Instagram.
I've been So Far So Good, aka Juana. That is at Juana Queen on Instagram, and don't forget to follow our joint Instagram account, House of Irrelevance. That's HAUS of Irrelevance.
Right, wanna go make out?
No.
Okay then.
Go and make out with a pillow, you dirty